Hello everyone and welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Now today's video I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on Luton versus Wolves. It's going to be a massive game for Luton, a game which I'm hopeful we can get something from, especially being at home. And yeah, here are my thoughts. I do want to quickly apologise for the lack of videos as well. I've been working constantly and I've got even more work coming up as well. I'm currently in Scotland right now and I've managed to find some time to record some videos, so I do apologise for the lack of activity. Hopefully I can manage it a lot better going forward, but it has been pretty chaotic in recent times. But anyway, here are my thoughts on Luton versus Wolves. Now Wolves are a team, for me, I do think will be in the bottom, six at the end of the Premier League season. Now I think the off the field issues before the season started has had an impact and will cause an impact throughout the season. O'Neill, for me, what he did at Bournemouth was a fantastic achievement. I thought the style of football he was playing, and I was very shocked the way he was sacked from Bournemouth. But yeah, he was a person who I really did like on what he was doing. He was very new to management. I was very shocked that Bournemouth kept him throughout the whole season, but he proved a lot of people wrong, and he's probably in that same mindset of proving a lot more people wrong, being the Wolves manager and hopeful in keeping Wolves up in the Premier League this season. Now, from what I've seen from Wolves so far in the Premier League, is they are a team that will cause teams problems. Going forward, they are very dangerous, they're very creative. We saw what Wolves were capable of doing in elements in the pre-season friendly which we had against them. They had very attacking players that caused us plenty of problems. And those attacking players have caused plenty of other Premier League defenders problems since the start of the season. One of those players is Neto. Neto is someone who we really do need to man mark. And I can actually see Luton playing a similar system to what we played against Fulham. As you can tell, Amari Bell was the left-sided wing-back in that game against Fulham. And that was to hopefully deal with Traore, who we all know, massive muscles, extremely fast down on the right-hand side. It was to deal with him. Now, we could use either Amari Bell or our other wing-back, which could potentially be Alfie or Kapore, in marking Neto in whatever position Neto decides to play or whatever flank off the pitch. He's their danger man. I think he's done the most crosses so far in the Premier League this season. And I think the answer to why Wolves haven't won as many games so far since the Premier League season has started is because they're not clinical in front of goal. A bit like Luton, we're just not being clinical in front of goal. But Wolves more so, because they have been creating a lot of opportunities. They created opportunities against Liverpool and caused them problems. Manchester United, they should have got the 3 points there. So they're playing against these better sides, top six sides, if you want to call it, and performing extremely well. Now in this game, Luton, we are the home side. This is our only second home game of the season, and yeah, we're in desperate need of some points. We've lost our first 4 games of the Premier League season. I do think we are getting better. Brighton was a big eye-opener, but I thought we did well in spells. Chelsea, we were a little bit better, we did progress. West Ham, I thought we were much better and probably should have got something at home against them, especially with the late, penalty appeal, which was a handball by James Ward-Prowse. I will never let that go. And yeah, the last game against Fulham, where we also should have had a penalty, but more importantly, we probably should have scored because Jacob Brown had an opportunity, Morris had an opportunity, Lockyer had an opportunity, Amari Bell had a massive opportunity. So we are getting better. Fulham was our best performance of the season so far, and I can feel a win coming very soon. Could it happen this weekend? I do hope so. But it's a massive game this weekend. As I've already mentioned, I do think Wolves will be in the bottom 6 of the Premier League this season. I actually do have Wolves to go down. That was my Premier League prediction. And I still think that, because I don't think things will stay how they are currently for Wolves. I do think O'Neill probably gets sacked, because I do think the owners will be expecting a lot more. But that's just a pre-prediction on what I think is going to happen over the course of the season. But anyway, Luton, we need to get something at home to Wolves. 4 losses in a row. The quicker we get some points, the better it is. It will lift the spirits of everyone around the dressing room, around the squad. It will literally help us so much, and it will also give us fans a little bit more confidence. I am a bit hopeful that we can get something. Wolves, how we performed in that pre-season friendly against them, for me, told me that we can manage them on a similar level. And as I already mentioned, we are getting better, and I just feel like it's coming. I really do. But what we need to do on Saturday is take our chances when they come. I do think we are going to get chances. I don't think Wolves are going to defend really well for 90 minutes. And I don't think we're going to defend well for 90 minutes. Do I think Wolves are going to score? Yeah, I actually do. So we're going to have to score more than one goal this weekend. I honestly think the scoreline is going to be a high scoring scoreline. I do think both teams are going to be end-to-end attacking. Now I've said that, it's probably going to be a boring 0-0. But even if it is a boring 0-0, it's a point, it's something. It gives us something to build upon. At the moment, 4 defeats, it's really hard to build anything on it. We've had news that Ross Barkley will be missing this game, so that creative spark won't be in the side. But I can see a pretty similar team that played against Fulham starting this weekend against Wolves. I do want to see Morris and Brown again up top together. I know Elijah caused Fulham a few problems when he came on the pitch, but then that's really good to have. It's good to have players, and in fact that's their job. If we're losing a game, you want your substitutions to be making an impact, causing teams problems. So if that can keep happening going forward, then happy days. One of us, subs will cause an impact and maybe get a goal for us or create a goal or whatever happens. So yeah, something needs to happen this weekend. We need to get something, because the longer it goes, the worse it gets. I know there was a record that came out with Palace. I think they lost their first 7 Premier League matches and then ended the season finishing 11th. I don't think that's going to happen to us. So let's try not to repeat that. Let's not break Derby's point record, and let's get some points in this Premier League season. But yeah, those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. My score prediction, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Luton. I do think we are going to concede, and I do think we are going to score. The home fans, we're going to be needed more than ever. So yeah, fingers crossed we can get the win. And yeah, I can drive home from Scotland extremely happy that Luton have got 3 points.